Never have I ever been to an event for free dinner. अब ये मत बोलना केका का event था.
Yes.
When was the last time you lied? मेरे को तो लग रहा है सर आज अभी बोल के आए हुए. Presentation घटिया है, but you're like great job.
Yeah.
करना पड़ता है corporate में.
करना पड़ता है.
Yeah.
Next time you get a feedback कि you've done a great job on a presentation, don't take it as if you've done a good job, okay?
Great job.
Have you ever felt that you are underpaid?
All the time.
Have you ever felt CEOs are overpaid?
All the time.
Work from home is actually productive.
For the 10 o'clock office, you need to get up at 7. But work from home, we'll get at 9:45.
AI can replace HR. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this show called Never Have I Ever with HRs. My name is Anmol, also known as Corporate Babaji, and today I'm joined with the who's who of the HR ecosystem in India, a lovely panel out here. Can we have a big round of applause for them? For the benefit of the panelists, the game is very simple. I'm going to read out statements. All right, the statement can either be a yes or a no for you. If it's a yes, you all have placards, you have to show the green side. If it's a no for you, you show the
Red side.
red side. All right, with that, guys, are we ready?
Yes.
All right, audience, are we ready? Yes. All right, we're going to do a demo round. All right, this is a demo question. Never have I ever been to an event for free dinner. All of you have been to an event for free dinner?
Yes.
अब ये मत बोलना केका का event था.
Yes.
केका का event था. No wonder marketing team calculate करी वो leads convert कर But all of you have done that.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, and I think most of us do that, right? Isn't that the main reason why we go to events? अगर dinner नहीं होता, would you go for events?
Well,
Yeah.
All right, so we know the rules of the game.
Yep.
Let's get started
Yes.
with the real round. Give yourselves another big round of applause. We start. I have never lied in office. All of you have lied in office?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's interesting.
White lies.
When was the last time you lied? मेरे को तो लग रहा है सर आज अभी बोल के आए हुए.
Not really.
Not really, but
Yeah.
under what circumstances would you lie in office?
Maybe in case the team needs to go somewhere, we try to, encourage them to be present there.
Okay.
So it would be like, I've done this when I was, starting my career kind of.
Got it.
Maybe
But
I
would
never
you
did
lie
that.
To save yourself? He
Save
was lying when
myself.
he said you switched off the phone.
Yeah.
Save myself.
Yeah, to save yourself, would you lie in office?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay, sir.
Same. I never save myself. Not required.
Okay,
I have enough freedom.
nice.
When you really want to respect
Okay.
someone and make sure that the connection is still there. So I think.
Okay, you would
those
lie in
things-
that. मतलब presentation
Yeah.
घटिया है, but you're like great job.
Yeah.
करना
absolutely.
पड़ता
हमको
है
करना
corporate
पड़ता है.
में.
करना पड़ता है corporate
Yeah.
में. Next time you get a feedback कि you've done a great job on a presentation, don't take it as if you've done a good job. Okay.
Great job.
Let's move on. Right, the next one. CEO के साथ लड़ाई करते वक्त कभी गाली दी है? नहीं?
No.
मन में?
Well,
He just turned it green immediately. मन में at least एक बार गाली दी है? No?
मन में,
not the gali kinds.
Not a gali types. Okay.
Gali, but it's not gali, but resentment.
Resentment at least.
Yes.
Yeah, resentment,
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely,
multiple
yes.
times.
Multiple times, and is it taken in the right direction, or is there like a
Well,
holdback at times?
I mean, at that moment, we showed our resentment, but later part we explained, then he understood
Okay.
because he has multiple things.
Right.
sometimes they do understand, sometimes they don't. Mostly they don't.
Mostly they don't.
They're the bosses, so we let them go
तो
sometimes.
आपको थोड़ा सा adjust करना पड़ता है.
Well,
Yeah.
That's.
I think adjust करना पड़ता है.
आपने
That's
तो
what it is.
already दिखा रहे हैं.
Yeah. Adjust तो करना पड़ता है.
Adjust करना पड़ता है. All right. That's interesting. Have you ever felt that you are underpaid?
all the time.
Wow, I thought it's the employees complaining कि हमको raise नहीं मिल रही. HRs खुद complain कर रहे हैं यार. फिर कैसे होगा यार? आप you're sitting at the top and you yourself feel that you are probably underpaid.
There is always one more person on top of us. So.
So I think usually it is always said, right, EBITDA versus SG&A. So that differentiates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Profit versus.
तो कितना आपका hike increase होना चाहिए? मतलब what percentage hike?
Based on the market,
Based on the market, yeah. What percentage do you think should go up?
at least 40%.
Wow.
100%.
100%. Nice.
All the time.
This is being very assertive. I like that. I like that confidence.
Yeah, 100%.
100%?
Undoubtedly, Yeah.
Nice. सर भी अभी रिवाइज ही कर देंगे. like सब लोग 100% मार्क्स ही रखते हैं, मेरा भी बनता ही है.
So should you hide?
Maybe the 15 years is,
Yeah.
speaking there.
Yeah.
The 22 years plus,
Absolutely.
yeah.
No, but it's very interesting. मतलब you're getting half of what you think you deserve right now.
Yes.
Have you ever felt CEOs are overpaid?
Yes.
Green दिखाओ.
All the time.
All the time.
Yep.
Okay, this is a very interesting subject. Like, उनको इतना पैसा क्यों मिल रहा है when a lot of strategic decisions are done by you as well, and there's not too much of a gap? Why is there such a big pay gap?
Power on
Because
the
they
table.
are CEO.
लोग बोल रहे हैं कि सच्चाई बोल रही है कि नहीं बोले? Go for it. It's okay.
No, overpaid in the sense they do have their other, salary plus perks.
Right.
The
A large
perks
part of
is,
ESOP.
yes,
Yeah.
that's the percentage which you cannot calculate today, but if you invest it,
Right.
it becomes a larger amount later. So, yeah,
Probably they sell better themselves.
They
absolutely.
sell themselves better? Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that's an interesting perspective.
The same, I agree with Shiv and Sirisha.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So there's a big pay gap between what the CEO gets and the average employee, right? These
Yes.
days. Do you think it's an alarming trend?
Yes.
Like a CEO is getting paid 25, 30x a lot more than probably what
So
an
the way
average
I
is.
see it, again, it's a very HR talk. The way I see it is you don't measure a CEO's salary based on the employee's salary, but you measure it based on the other CEOs in the
CEOs,
competitive
The
market.
benchmarking.
Okay.
The industry benchmarking.
The
is
industry
considered.
benchmarking. is-
Absolutely.
Okay. But then everyone's getting paid really well in the market, at least in the CEO market. Have you deliberately paid an employee lesser even though you had the budget?
No. No.
No?
No.
Okay. I see, I hear a lot of such stories in the market.
Happens,
That
maybe.
the HR has an allocated budget, but then it's a win for them if they kind of undercut and convince the employee to
So
join.
typically
really,
that
not
happens
really.
during the hiring process.
Right.
Because the recruitment team, they do have some targets to achieve.
Right.
If they really save a lot of money for the organization, that's a win for them. So that is something that happens at that stage. But once they join the organization, I think we do a salary benchmarking.
Of course.
And,
No,
yeah.
but at the interview stage is what I was
Yeah.
The
talking
acceptable percentage is on an average 30%. So
Okay.
that's where every organization would like to restrict their hike percentages.
Got
so
it.
that's where, sometimes you may see that a person is paid little higher because of his expertise. But overall, they should still stay within that 30% framework.
about. Got it.
That's the industry standard.
There are salary negotiators. They are good at. So maybe in
I
that
think all
process.
HRs are good at salary negotiations. I think isn't that
We undersell ourselves
Okay.
when it comes to
we are
us.
back to the same question, 100% salary hike. All right. Work from home is actually productive.
For us, it is always.
So it
Okay,
is.
you have the panelists did. No, wait,
It's-
are you on red or you
No,
green?
no, red.
It's
Red.
during COVID, it's post-COVID.
No, you've got to give me a generic.
Yeah.
Overall.
Generic means this.
It's not productive, is what you're.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we've got the entire panel agreeing on this. Why not? Traffic बहुत है Hyderabad में, and if someone's spending like.
So we
who
are not.
comes from the farthest from here? कितना time लगता है bro आपको? 1.5 hours one way or? So he's spending a good 3 hours on the travel, getting exhausted. He, I think, might be more productive being at home. Yes or no? Yes.
See,
Okay,
he need to
let's-
get up for the 10 o'clock office. He need to get up at 7. But work from home, he'll get at 9:45.
But start तो 10 बजे ही कर रहा है, right?
कर रहा है. उसके बाद नाश्ता करेगा. मुंह नहा. I mean,
Okay.
So it's basically the role that they are in, right? So technically, sales or creative world cannot work in isolation.
Right.
There's a lot of resources, other collaboration that needs to happen. It is purely based on the roles, right? If we talk about an IC role, doesn't really matter because that's where the work from homes can work. But if you are in sales or if you are into creative, if you are into product development or into software development, there's a lot of collaboration that is needed.
Okay.
And the response time to address queries, we have technically seen takes longer when you have a combination of people working from office and remotely, than people staying together and working. The ideation is faster, there's focus, there's attention, and that's kind of what actually makes a difference when someone is really working remotely or working from home.
Got it. Sirisha?
100%. I agree with him. The productivity, I would feel, again, I'm very old school there, 22 years, you understand, right? You're all 1-2 years. So typically what happens is when you're at work, you resolve issues immediately. You walk over to their desk, say, hello, can you get this done? Et cetera, et cetera. That doesn't happen over a virtual call because you haven't even built that relationship with that individual. So most of our employees who joined during COVID, I think they failed to, have those relationships today.
Collaboration or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. मतलब घर पे वो लैपटॉप पे एक्टिव दिखाने के लिए माउस हिला रहे हैं
No,
ऐसा?
no, it's not about that. It's
Not-
just
I'm not, okay, please, please.
it's about connecting with the team members. So you just do a virtual call once a day and say hello, but the relationship is different when you go out for a team lunch with your team members, or probably you go play a match or play a game in office along with working. So the
one
multiple benefits when you're
Yep.
within the office.
So one example, if this would have been a virtual setup, then ideally we may not be experiencing
Hello, hello. Can I
experiencing
hear?
the same thing, right?
That's what
Got
we
it.
say,
That's
right?
an
The other
interesting
side.
thing. Yeah. Obviously, this works a lot better offline.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's go to the audience. Work from home, work from office. How many of you support work from home? Raise your hands.
Work
Okay.
from home, hybrid. Hybrid is okay.
Hybrid is good.
Yeah.
Hybrid is okay.
Okay.
Relationship building and understanding between each other.
Right. Once if the relationship is built, then you can kind of
Absolutely.
take it online.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it. So I think
It's a combo.
Yeah.
So culturally also we always have this notion that I have to see my team. That's how we are grown up. Otherwise there's always a question that is he really productive?
Right.
Probably even the person is putting his life to work, but there's always a thinking that is he really at his desk, right? So that is where the initial working together helps. Once they gain trust, I think
Got it.
that's how. Even not just for us in the office, but even your customers are looking forward for such kind of collaboration initially for a couple of months.
Got it. Cool. That's an interesting perspective. All right, moving to the next one. AI can replace HRs. Wow, that was instant. That was an instant reply, just like AI. All right, your perspective. Why do you think AI can never replace?
See, whatever inputs have, taken for the AI, what are the machine, it's all from experienced HRs,
Right.
or the scenarios, or the whatever, the rules and regulations.
Right.
So it is all part of behind a man where need to teach.
Right.
So otherwise it is always like, behind a man must be there. Whether a female or male.
Got it. Interesting.
Sure. So emotion, empathy,
Emotions.
these are the things which HR should ideally have. And I think AI cannot replace that. While you can feed certain data and information into AI, which will throw back an answer. Someone in my team suddenly is unwell. And I do have a timeline-driven task at work, right? So if it is AI-driven, a bot-driven answer, the person needs to be at work, right?
Right.
But for me, I would try to understand what exactly is wrong with them. Maybe there is a sick child at home, or the parent is not doing well, or there is a personal emergency which needs the person to be at home. So I think those decision-making pieces, only a person can do.
Right. However advanced the technology becomes.
However advanced it is, I think thinking like a human being, I don't think that can ever be replaced.
Sure. Yes.
Yep, I think I echo with them. So technically, basically, you may have a same scenario with 100 people,
Yeah.
but the emotions on how you have to handle is entirely different from a person to person, because it is more response to the reaction that the other person is giving, and I think that's where human take an edge than technology. Anything that has a cognitive thinking in nature can never be replaced, because it is more logical, it is more situational, and there's a lot of data that processes in the human being's mind to decide whether what is right and what is wrong, right? So I think the tools evolve because there's a gap in the market.
Right.
And I think this can probably help us bridge the gap for some time. So I think it will co-complement, but not really going to take over.
Great. So HR jobs are safe.
Yep.
Yes.
So that's,
They are.
that's great news. I have a follow-up question. Then do you think AI is a lot of hype these days? Flags,
Can I take
flags?
that?
Yeah, flags first. Let's go.
It is in a
is.
way.
Shiva says no. Okay, two of you said yes. Shiva, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
Probably. Why do you
Why
think
I
it's
know?
not a hype?
It's evolving. No one has a clarity about what it's going to do, but there's definitely certain benefits that we have seen over a period of time, right? So
It's a lot of hype.
So exactly the reason what he quoted, it's overhyped just because one organization is following AI, the other one is following. It's a rat race out there. Not really because you need AI in your system. Maybe you're really doing well, but it's just that you want to replace and get there and say that, hey, you know what, we are using AI. So I think that is something which is extremely hyped.
Right, right. I think ये AI बोल के पीछे Excel ही चला रहे हैं.
Absolutely. We are still doing that
Lot
all
of-
the
lot
time.
of- lot of
We're
products.
developing bots. We have
Right.
bots as help desk, whatever, but we still continue to answer those questions.
because
So-
all of these tools need huge data sets.
Yeah.
I think coming from KK, you guys know how traditionally HR systems were used. Maybe 5 years back, it was just attendance management system.
Right.
You just have a name, ID, yes, no, not beyond that. I think they still
Yep.
deal with those scenarios. If they have to sell a performance management system from KK, they would say, okay, I'm good. I'll just person ko dekh ke main tick kar deta hu."
Right.
Right. So I think there's a lot of data that is needed. I think that itself is a huge gap at this moment.
And using the right data at the
Correct.
right place.
Absolutely.
Data crunching.
Yeah.
Right.
We were never, we were in the sense generally the industry was never a data-centric organizations in the past, right? So that itself creates a, sometimes we don't rely on what the output that AI is giving at this moment. Right? But it still says, right, I need something to know about a leave, then the AI directs me, please contact your local HR. There is a name, contact number, and
Yes.
you have to call.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of, see, market is everywhere. People are talking about AI. So everyone is, what she said, like running the rat race. So same is happening.
Right.
So that's what hype is more.
And then that's
Follow
why
the-
everyone's just going behind that.
Yeah.
Everyone want to
Another,
Have their
the
own
race,
products.
right? So I
yeah,
think
another
that's
thing is
where-
affordability. Do you really have the affordability? Because if you're a small company, maybe investing in AI tools is not possible at this point. So that gives them a lot of pressure.
Yeah, everyone's talking AI. All right. Most often HRs are for management and not for employee.
So can we use in between the
Oh,
one he
okay, that's
said?
Now
Interesting.
the time has come.
Everyone can use it once at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
we
so
use it
this is
there.
the
Like
time.
मेरे को okay. You can go for all in between.
So
Okay.
we do have an objective from the management. We need to definitely follow the rule book because they do have the limitations. End of the day, every organization in this world works for revenue, except the NGOs, right? We are in business of making money. We, in the sense, the management is in the business of making money. So while they do have, the people-centric approach to a large extent, they also need to make that money. So we follow the rules or the regulations or the specifics from the management. But then again, we are HRs, right? We are people's managers. So we ensure that they are also taken care. So in between is what I would say, bring them both together and ensure that we deliver to
But
both.
oftentimes the employees feel, because I get a lot of these messages कि the HR these days is seen as someone ठीक है ये मेरे side नहीं है जो भी management बोलेगा the HR will follow that.
आप
Why
एक
is
बार
that
मैनेजमेंट के पास
perception?
जाके बात करो, you'll also hear the same
Same
side
thing,
of the story,
yeah.
saying that this HR guy is just not right for the organization.
Because they are more pro employee.
More
Okay,
pro-employee.
that's an interesting perspective.
So both perspectives, we are the sandwich in between.
You're the punching bag.
Uh-huh. Both sides, which is okay.
I think by and large, we are humans. We understand what these emotions are, right? We are taking, when we have to take some tough decisions, I think usually that's how HRs get into the shoes and understand what it means. I think that's the empathy part and all that comes in. But there is definitely an influence at some point of time because you are also driven by business decisions.
Right. Cool. Moving on. I get angry when someone makes HR jokes. No.
Ca-
No.
Can you repeat?
I get angry when someone makes HR jokes.
We love it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Obviously.
That's why my market is thriving. Give them a big round of applause. While I do a lot of HR jokes, I find people are very supportive like you, who can
We
take it in the
love-
right
we love
spirit,
it.
take it in right stride, and that's how I make money.
Not always. There again, you see the Rangoli jokes. You remember the
Yeah.
Rangoli
Ah,
jokes doing rounds during COVID period? Yeah, it just irked me a bit because there is a lot more to HR than that.
Right.
If you actually look at it. But unfortunately, they made it a joke. So it's
Right.
okay. Good humor is fine. But HR definitely does a lot of cleanup jobs.
Correct.
Yeah, housekeeping is done by.
मैं बोलना था clean up of the rangoli.
So, in fact, I was about to ask him, are you going to ask one of those Rangoli wala jokes? Because
I'm going to do 1 hour of HR jokes after this session. It's not
Okay.
Rangoli related. Not Rangoli related. It's around Damsharad. So.
sure, sure, sure.
No, I put the foot on the wrong side.
During
Yeah.
COVID, only HR who is the person regularly get in touch with each and every employee.
Yeah.
Right.
No one else. Not even team manager.
Absolutely. Can we give all the HRs a big round of applause for the awesome work
To all
that
of
they
us.
did during COVID? All right, I have 3 more questions and then we'll wrap it up. This is going to be kind of rapid fire. I support 70 hours per week theory. No, no, no. Wow. Payment मिल जाएगी सबको. Don't worry. No, work-life balance is important.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Integration is important more
Yeah.
than.
Right,
There is no balance.
right.
It's very hard to draw a
when
line.
you say balance versus integration, if you can quickly.
So typically balance is like 50-50. That doesn't happen. Can you say that, okay, I have a sick child at home today. I'm going to spend 70% of my, 50% of my time at home and 50% at work. Doesn't happen. Maybe that particular day you might need 70% at home,
Right.
30% at work. You're still managing your work,
Right.
right? So it depends on how much focus you need on which side of the.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
To add this, integrity happens when team members support.
Step up.
Yeah,
Right.
step up support.
Absolutely.
True.
Yeah.
True. Wonderful. Good to see that. You guys support only 7 hours per week.
I wish.
थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो
I
गया
wish
क्या?
if I'm included. Yeah.
Plus breaks. Wow. I have, at once in the office party, I drank too much at the office party.
Yeah.
No?
We drink. We
That's
don't
a
overdo it.
decorum for HR.
That's-
Yes.
HR पीता नहीं पिलाता है.
No, we-
When
Right.
everyone's partying, yeah, and then people are puking. HR phone पे है, cab किधर है, कौन इसको छोड़ रहा है? Right, I think that
Absolutely.
again goes
We take that
completely
up.
unnoticed. और लोग वही बोले, पनीर में salt कम था यार. ठीक है, HR क्या कर रहे हैं? And unfortunately, that's the truth which comes out.
True.
Right, and
Very
no one
true.
will think about the logistics that went behind in pulling this off.
Absolutely.
They'll
A
only
smooth
remember
run.
1 or 2 negative instances which have nothing to do with the
Next
HR.
time we'll make sure paneer में सही salt लगे.
All right, my last question. I've had an office crush.
Yes. What's
Shiva
wrong?
Prasad is the only honest one here.
Absolutely.
Come on, 2 decades in the industry. आपका तो
होगा ही.
होगा ही.
Obviously, यार, we are human beings. What are we talking
Fantastic.
about?
फिर क्या हुआ सर पॉश?
वो crush ending नहीं हुआ था, crush ही था बस.
It got crushed. ठीक है. No.
So I got married very early in life, so not much choice. By the time I
आजकल वही
joined
चल रहा है.
workforce,
शादी के बाद people get very interested.
back then maybe.
Back then,
yeah.
old school.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Sir,
No,
no. Priority is very
because
clear.
I got love marriage. So
Okay. But आजकल ये concept आ गया है, work wife, because you spend so much time in office. There's nothing like a intimate relationship, but there's a work wife because you spend so much time with let's say a person in office. That person is called your office partner. Is this healthy?
Yeah, I think.
never.
Shiva is like, yeah, definitely.
See, I think it's all about crush doesn't mean that you are doing something really wrong, right? So,
Okay,
हो सकता
interesting.
है.
I said no.
Okay, you said no. The panel is divided on this, but thank you so much. I think this was a wonderful interaction. मेरे को तो बहुत मजा आया. Did you guys enjoy it? Can we hear it for the lovely HRs who joined this? Right, and being a part of this, being so honest.
Thank you.
Last one tha. Never have I ever lied in Never Have I Ever.
Huh? Can you repeat that?
Never have I ever lied during Never Have I Ever. Which is
Oh, today?
Okay.
आपने- हाँ.
Yeah.
Means you've not, right? Which means you've not. Or
No, I did not.
You
I
did
did not lie.
Perfect. ठीक है,
Yeah.
ठीक है. Guys, they've passed the test. Give them a big round of applause. So, for being so candid and openly expressing their views on a lot of controversial subjects for that matter. Thank you so much,
Thank
ladies
you
and
so
gentlemen,
much.
for
Thank
joining
you.
in and accepting this. And hoping to do this again with you sometime in the future.
Same here, Anmol.
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.